first of all, can we have everyone's objectives for the day? Hit me with them.
What do I got?
Odysseus, you
That's
have...
fair. Clarify your duty, or lack thereof, in the current circumstance.
We have use some gang slang invented or real.
Is that mine? I'm going to say it.
Oh no.
Chapter Master! I'm gonna say it! Odysseus, no! I'm gonna say it!
Monkai!
We have...
I was in the correct game.
Apply your experience and a crime to the current situation. And then... Is that everybody? Nope, we still have Sister Evangeline.
Yeah, I'm just getting into the correct game now.
Inquisitor, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the C word. No! Don't! Chaos!
Coas.
Coas!
So we have 2, which for yourself is invoke an imperial saint, such as Saint Alicia Dominica or Celestine, to bless your achievements. Wondrous. Alrighty. So, last we left off, our brave agents had barricaded themselves in the Knacker's Yard, the inn, which you have previously used for either staying in, revelry, or just a little hangout place. Now it has been besieged by the ill and the infected of the station. They have clawed against the doors in an attempt to gain entry, but they have been repelled by this new security team comprising essentially just Augie, the large ogre. We also had Sister Evangeline, who was administering a humanitarian aid to the populace of the station, which in itself seems to have quietened people somewhat. There is no large-scale rioting at this present moment. We had Zephaniah Herald the 4th, is it? Yes?
Ninth.
Oh, the
thank
9th,
you.
sorry. Zephaniah
He
Herald,
was my great-great-great-grandfather.
Zephaniah Herald the 9th, who did a little bit of lying and subjugation with the individual, the assistant to the Baron Boris himself, who is called Splimbo, in an attempt to gain a large amount of weapons, armor, ammunition, that kind of stuff. Splimbo is going to be using his influence in order to gain access to those armaments. After that, we also had Odysseus, who made contact with Emmanuel Rodvar, the marshal on the Dolar Imperium. Told him who he was. Hey, I'm a Space Marine scout of the Blood Ravens. I'm here to do some work. It's a quiet signal. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You got some Inquisitors here. Tell me which one sent you. All that kind of stuff. Nice back and forward. And he said, don't worry. I'm going to leave St. Vardis Ecclesiastical alone. Wink.
Yeah.
So after that, we now leave you all, or bring you all back to... Oh, we also had, Kryza, who shot a poor defenseless guardsman after stealing his armor.
Killed a
in the head.
deserter.
Killed a deserter.
An enemy of the Emperor.
Exactly.
And left him dying in the dirt. After that,
Kryza's a guardswoman. Kryza's your friend. Kryza's loyal to the Emperor.
After that,
remember that.
we return you all to the Knacker's Yard. It is now 2 days until the arrival. How would you like to spend the few days you have left?
Bartend, I'm a sec, please.
Okay, so you are going to be drinking your days away.
I'm assuming we're all together, right?
I believe you all ended up in the Knacker's Yard at the end of the last session. So
Okay, so around for us all. Double for the big one.
it's Big Pete is still incredibly nervous. especially with the individuals that he has in his bar at the present moment. But he is eventually just going to be administering to you as best he can. So shots of Amasek all around, happily. Excuse me.
So. Oh,
So
So what?
are you guys gonna be staying here with the?
is that a problem?
No, I'm always happy to say to serve the sisters when they do decide to hallow my halls when they but it's it's
What is your name? Barkeep?
it's a big pizza.
Big Pete. May I ask you, Big Pete, would you prefer that the heavily armored Sorotas, the giant Ogren, myself, and the trained guardsmen leave your premises open to the masses during this time of turmoil?
It's not that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the last time the Arbites came to this station, they left me alone because I didn't house any individuals of ill repute. Not that you yourself or any of you are of ill repute, but it's the implication.
I understand why you'd bristle at a form of nobility, an angel, a member of the Holy Order, and of course, an actual a servicewoman here. But I assure you,
I servicewoman turns to the servicewoman and just goes, bleh!
look, you have 48 standard hours until something happens. So until then, why not take the business while you can? And like our angelic friend over here said, you know, you could use that kind of deterrence given what's happening outside.
That is very true. Yes, and I thank you all for that. You're very, very kind.
The abominable intelligence is back.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm trying to make the bot work.
How's that holding it for you?
We'll find out
Now
shortly.
that that's
There we
settled,
go.
we'll be over in that corner, minding our own business.
Well, don't. Sorry, I was just thinking. Isn't the ecclesiarchy being overrun with the wounded, the sick, and the dying right now?
Essentially, as far as we were made aware.
Isn't there an inquisitor there trying to fucking fuck with some shit? Shouldn't we make sure that doesn't go too badly?
Fabienne is watching over her, but it wouldn't be the worst idea.
That doesn't fill me with confidence. No offense.
Well, a moment, gentlemen, and ladies, while we sit in this corner.
Yes, quite right. Thank you very much for your custom, Big Pete. We're just going to be over there in the booth.
Oh, okay. Everything I'm giving is free, but that's yep.
Shut
Oh, you are a star. But I'm still going to put down 5 gelt and just walk away.
Once we're settled in the booth, so what exactly is our exit strategy?
Very good point.
I look at the angel.
Up to you all. Like I said, I have a ride with the tech priest, Better Kalmasaur, on the Arbites vessel. We can get on there. The Arbites will do the work on the station, and as soon as the vessel is ready to leave, the tech priest and I will be departing deeper into the sector. Though, just cock my head at you, Zephaniah. You also have a ride?
Indeed, but nothing quite as substantial as that. I have a disposal strategy, I suppose, but I suppose there's always a chance that something will be able to make away. But it's not fit for warp travel, you see, and it may not technically be sanctioned.
I will like to give you a small piece of information which you may have forgotten about, Joe. Arthur, captain of the Armani, is the vessel which you have previously decided to utilize. He did say that he would be leaving either today or tomorrow, so he would be attempting to leave before the Arbites arrive. So that gives you a reduced time limit on him.
Interesting. So yes, it'll be going before the Arbites arrive. Any idea what the... That's a good point, actually.
Wait,
How do
this
you
was
know?
the-
How do you know there aren't people already watching us right now?
Well, of course there are people watching us right now. When I look over at Pete.
Pete very quickly stops looking at you and keeps polishing a very clean glass.
I'm going to be honest. We're not exactly incognito. But,
Well, yes, of course.
Zeph, your ship sounds like it's going to get fucking blown out of the warp by the Imperial ship. Come to be honest, you don't really. He's no. Is this guy a rogue trader or something? Like, can he outrun the Imperial vessel coming?
No.
Ah,
So,
I think we stick with the Angel.
agreed.
Oh, why
I suppose we
send
could-
certain individuals on there on a most holy mission? I mean, they won't be able to communicate, but
Well- Can they communicate now? Like, surely the station is cut off from the wider Imperium, is it not? You know,
it's even hard over broken jaw and no hands.
well, again, I suppose we could throw them on that vessel and hope they die being sucked out into space, but can't we just kill them now while the purge is happening?
I suppose you could shiv them like some common scaver, ruffian
Well, what
rather.
do you mean? I've done that many times. Well, not shiv, perhaps. Well, a couple of shiv.
Does that count, Nathan?
Yes, shove them like a common scaver. I will permit you that one for your objective.
Well, look, last time I stabbed somebody, it went extremely well and they died quite quickly. As you can attest.
In which case, we could
So-
always dispose of them and then put the body on the ship to be blown apart in orbit so there's no trace of it.
Well, what does it matter if they're dead? We just say the Arbites killed them. In the purge, they died in the purge. Oh dear, they got murdered. Nobody's going to be allowed to tell any different.
I suppose it's a matter of finding a way to kill them. Well, a place
Yeah.
to store them.
Well,
Shooting, stabbing,
Yes,
chucking them
but
off tall places.
I would like to point out that the individuals you're referring to, the Arbites do have a special interest in, how would I put it, exposing to their own particular form of justice when they're.
I thought you weren't killing the Inquisitor.
No. Well,
I was talking about some fucking scumbag Gambians I know.
oh! Apologies. Miscommunication then. If that's what you want to do, feel free.
If I kill the Inquisitor, you're going to fucking kill me. So
I will not kill you. I'll be disappointed in you, but I won't kill you.
That's the same thing.
God,
Imagine,
don't do that.
imagine having an angel be disappointed in you. You might fucking neck yourself.
God, don't make my Belch's gland activate. Fuck.
Augie would probably kill me.
Ugh.
Isn't that right, Augie?
He's just sitting outside, but you can still hear through the window. He's like, it's not good.
You can't make the angels mad at you. It's just not. It's not healthy.
Well, I appreciate the consideration, but
my point is, if you want something blown apart, but, you know, not having it appear in any form of paperwork or any form of data, that ship, I imagine, is a good place to stow it.
Mhm.
There won't be an Armani anywhere. Because, besides a footnote in some report,
Who are
Is
we
it-
killing that's so high profile?
Hmm?
Who are we killing that's so high profile?
oh, not really of anyone's concern per se. I'm just saying, if there are any
What's that,
loose ends we have around here, we are, as you say, conspicuous individuals.
I mean, I shot a man in the street yesterday, and nobody seems to care about that. So
is that where you got the armor? Ah, that makes sense. I was assuming you raided the Mechanicus or an armory.
I'm not suicidal.
Fair.
Also,
Neither am
don't like
I.
the idea of being a servitor. So
True. So, questions of night. These individuals you're looking to be rid of. Just glance over the sister very fucking obviously where you're looking at me. They are enemies of the God Emperor, yes, and need
Really?
righteous justice dealt
Oh,
upon them.
yes.
Hmm. Well, I think we want to make ourselves busy. That would certainly be an option. What do you think, sister?
They are indeed enemies of the Emperor. They must be brought to justice.
Just
Quite
Zachariah,
right.
just wink.
They need a big powdered wig for this, holy shit.
But
Ah,
I would also like to check in on the Inquisitors. Like you stated, Kreiser,
Indeed.
better make sure that Fabian is keeping them occupied with said cure, whatever state that's in.
Actually, if we are killing people,
Oh,
last time, well, usually when I kill people, the best way to do it is the most conspicuous way. That's why it can be attributed to almost anybody doing it.
right.
So why don't we just poison them with the meat?
Interesting. That's a very interesting little way of doing it, actually.
Because then they just could have eaten the meat, like, you know. But if you poison them with some like fucking Eldar fucking venom, it's pretty obvious. But if it's just meat rot or whatever the fuck it is,
You sound like you have some experience in this, fair Kreiser.
I mean, I have
Man.
been saying I've been murdering people a lot. You kind of do it a lot when you're in the guard.
Well, how many individuals have you specifically poisoned?
Poisoned.
Uh-huh. Because you seem to have know what you're talking about here.
4 medics. Small gang.
An entire small gang.
Maybe about 7 to 10 members. Not sure how many actually died, but they all got pretty sick. It was quite good. The medics, they didn't die. They really had a bad time. I'm quite poisonous.
Yes,
Just
Balthazar's booty
chalking up
boys.
Kreiser's crimes in my mind.
Uh-huh.
Yes, and the wrath and curd.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Right.
Does he get the point?
Right. And
Is this Superman 4, The Quest for Peace?
I
don't
think
I don't think I do.
Uh,
I don't think I do.
I suppose confessing to a murder and poisoning people doesn't count experience to a crime, then, eh?
No, it doesn't. I've not applied any
Imperium.
experience of a crime
no,
to
you
this
think
situation
no,
at all.
you no. This is a fucking full crime. Yeah, I thought that your one was a different one.
No.
Nope. Then you've recounted your crime effectively. you have effectively counted several crimes. Yes, I'm happy with that.
fuck's sake.
You have now got the title of Crimes Johnson. Your mother will be proud if you didn't sell her for grapes.
But just remember,
Uh-huh.
no crime I commit is greater than the crime of my existence.
And that we agree.
Right. Alright. Up. Stand up. Sling the sniper over my shoulder. Anyone like to join me come to St. Vardas?
Delighted.
I will join you.
Sure, why not?
What XP did we get last session?
8.
8.
And just to check, I know I'm probably fine. And the Angel's probably fine. And Zeph, you're probably fine. Sister, are you okay with the poison? It's like you're not going to get infected or anything walking about, are you?
I don't think so.
Okay. I just wasn't sure, because I'm fucked up, and Zeph's fucked up, and he's an angel.
Funnily enough, I'm just missing the plain nutrient bars that the chapter serves.
We are discussing
Well done.
poisoning with the meat, right? Which they have to ingest to become poisoned with, in which case, as long as I stay away from that, I should be fine.
But do we have to ingest it?
As far as we know. Fabian didn't allude to any other forms of infection.
What happens if somebody like chews it up, but I'll not say that. But
Chews it up and spits it out at someone's face.
I didn't say that.
No, of course not. No. Presumably, both would be infected in that situation. Presumably.
Yeah.
Oh, it depends if it can be absorbed through the skin and how much it takes to transmit to become infectious.
Watch your eyes glaze over. No idea what they're talking about.
Hmm.
Medicine good.
Medicine, very good.
Poison good.
Indeed.
As long as we get it inside them, we'll find a way.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know who were poisoning, but whatever.
This will us later, Zephaniah.
Yes. Shall we meet the meat?
Great.
Yeah.
Yes, perhaps once this business is concluded, we can go and check up on our friend that was acquisitioning our supplies.
Ah. Yes. What was it? What was its name? Zephaniah? Again?
So what?
What was the name of the individual who was requisitioning all of those supplies for you again?
Splimbo, I think.
Ah, yes.
Truly,
All clerks look the same.
truly a below house.
I am never naming a character ever again. Your guys.
You!
That's your guys' job from now on. Okay.
It definitely sounds like he's from a branch family, at least.
A branch family, a bush.
Something like that, yes. I think it's some Ogren in his gene sect.
So,
Oh, fuck yeah.
I think it's Scintillan.
you all leave the Knacker's Yard and begin to make your way to, I take it, St. Vardis Ecclesiastical, yes?
Yeah, that's for leaving. Okay. Stay.
Kaiser?
Yeah, okay, it's fine here. Make sure the pub doesn't burn down. Remember, if I vox you, fire the grenade launcher in the direction I say.
Okay.
Thank you, Augie.
Move
And
here!
put it down.
And he just cold cocks a guy that's running towards him.
Remember, minimize the broken bones.
That's it, Augie. The flat of the machete. The flat of the machete.
Faces aren't bones!
Sanctuary! Sanctuary!
Yeah, faces aren't bones!
Remember, Augie. Emperor protects.
Never protects!
Slap!
As you begin to make your way up the street, you begin to notice something more dire.
Oh, fuck.
There apparently are no longer corpse carts roaming because there are bodies left in the tunnels now. Quite a number of them in certain places. Some stacked high, some lying face down just in pools of water, some like crouched over with their faces just shoved in the water, but still like completely rigid.
I give one of the fucking toe poke on my boot.
They like roll over, essentially collapse into the water.
Yeah, they're dead.
Where are the wagons?
I look around for a dead corpse collector wagon.
Give me a awareness.
Oh, is any of us just crazy?
Any of
Anybody, right?
any of
We're all
you can
looking
get
for
it.
them.
You're all like, where the
Yeah.
fuck is the fucking? Yes.
Yeah, that's a youth. I'm quite aware.
You do notice that there aren't any wagons, but you do notice.
That's a good point.
Wonderful. You do notice that there is in fact a dead enforcer in one of the piles.
Oh, look at this boy on it.
Oh yes, he's certainly. It's you pull him out and you notice that portions of his armor, the defensive portions have been stripped off, as well as his weapons.
Reasonable
Somebody's
that he's been looted.
I wonder if he has any dog tags or anything on him.
Mhm.
Try to like find his dog tags or his like service medallion or whatever.
Oh, you can find his like service patch.
Yeah, rip it off.
Is there anything unusual about his wounds or?
For that, I will need a Medicaid check.
Nathan, would
I will say that there's a big red splotch mark on his fucking chest.
Nathan,
Can I assist her? Yeah.
Very much so, yes.
would I be able to roll investigation to see if he was attacked and he was looted during that, or was it post-mortem? Would I be able to roll investigation for that?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
With a total of 2 successes for your Medicaid, I'll be able to give you the information that this man was certainly stabbed. He was stabbed, and that is his mortal injury. With your investigation, Odysseus. Stop fucking typing the fucking... Stop! With your investigation, Odysseus, I can give you... How many was that again? Let me just have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
5.
Would you like to shift one of those?
If I can do so, yes, please. Shift more information.
Sure thing. So, this man looks pretty healthy. He does not look pox-ridden or like one of the sick. He looks fine.
Okay.
Judging from the fact that the blade seems to have been... you can tell, certainly some kind of blade. Probably improvised, judging by the crude method that it's been cut into him.
Yeah, it's an irregular stab wound. It's not serrated.
It's an irregular stab wound, and it has gone, you could tell, into a portion which would have been between the flak plates of his armor. So this man was stabbed before he was looted.
Right, okay. Well, if they're attacking the enforcers, and the corpse cards seem to not be running, I think it's safe to assume that the infrastructure of the hive is
Collapse.
well and truly compromised.
We'll have a rat on our hands. Exciting.
Indeed.
Maybe this place deserves to be purged.
Just watch our backs as we make our way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although anyone stupid enough to attack an angel and sister will be met with the force tenfold.
Quite right. You don't fuck with the church.
Oh, no, I can't do alive for a reason. Oh, fuck.
Continuing
Happy to help.
Continuing down the corridors, the short walk to St. Varda's Ecclesiastical does take you through some, shall we say, more deserted areas than are typical. So we're talking small hab blocks, that kind of thing. Little manufactorums. People do not typically frequent there unless they specifically live there. So they're a little bit more deserted. Here it seems like the lights are dimmer, and there are less of them now. Lights are turning off in less populated areas. And you see, or hear at least, in the waters in front of you, thrashing.
Flick on my illuminator.
That is a good point, actually. How well do you think the Xenos are faring with this infection?
I look at Zeph. He seems to be doing fine.
Just...
What?
Those Xenos.
The other ones, the Mechanicus manufactured ones.
Oh, the frogs!
Indeed, yes.
It's a hell
I've
of
not seen any of them since the infection started.
Do they eat meat? What did they eat again?
Is water still thrashing, Nathan, while we're pondering this?
It is not a Xenos that is thrashing. It's a person. Kneeling down as if in solemn prayer, their face pressed beneath the water line. They are frantically scooping water towards their face.
Is it just this figure on their own?
It appears to just be that individual person.
Who's going to bite for a round and see if our little gentleman down here is doing his best?
I'll do it. I don't mind.
Fuck
Sure.
it.
Curiosity is getting the better of me as well. Walk with the guardsman. Or just
Walk
like
over. I just put a fucking foot in his gut.
He, and you just see that he's just coughed up a small bubble of air that's just up to the surface past him.
grab him by the back of the shirt, and I want to like try and like haul him up above the surface.
Give me a strength.
Of course, absolutely. DC is straight strength, yes.
Yes.
Roll. That is 3 icons.
You easily lift him to the surface, holding him up about your shoulder height, and he lets out this big gasp of air before frantically trying to reach back down again with one hand, and the other hand scooping the water that still pools on his face and his hair and attempting to squeeze it into his mouth.
Citizen, what are you doing?
Water! Water!
It's like, drop him again?
He collapses into the water and performs what you now understand as an incredibly greedy gulp and drink of this water.
How dirty is this water?
This water, like most of the standing water on the station, is full of awful heavy metals.
Fetid.
Fetid is how I describe it.
Grey water right here, yeah.
Remember, this station is essentially waterlogged. It is essentially dripping from the ceiling everywhere. Humidity is at always 100%.
Yeah. I'm not a trained Medicaid, but I feel like this man may be insane.
Well, I have a cure for that, and with that, I'm just gonna stab him in the spine.
It could be an effect of the disease.
Oh, it definitely is. I've never seen anybody do this while fighting.
I'll keep my mouth closed.
That's
I
pretty
will,
sick.
I will happily allow you to
Right?
stab him in the spine.
The neck, just
check.
Oh yeah, just like the fucking the king stabbing his fucking consort in The King the movie, where he just goes
God,
and he just
yes, I know exactly.
he collapses like a not person because he isn't one anymore.
Fuck.
wiping the blade on his clothes. Anyway, shall we continue?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Did you?
It's a madness. That's another interesting symptom. Fantastic.
Or an unquenchable thirst.
Oh, that's even more horrifying.
Evangeline, actually, as you say that, Evangeline, can everyone give me a Medicaid, please?
We're not gonna actually the sister, are we?
No,
I'm fucking certainly not.
no, I'm not going to. I'm actually the sister.
Woo! 2 more good boy points, boys.
I don't know what medicine is.
Wait 1 second.
That's a 5.
I know what medicine is.
As you hear Evangeline say that, your minds are drawn back to the dead bodies that you have seen in the streets recently. And you realise that there could be another cause of their death other than the awful poisoning that they have endured. Thinking back to the face of the man that you pushed over, Kryza, that was the face of a drowned man. Infected, yes. But he drowned to death.
Wow. I don't like this station anymore.
No,
Good thing we're leaving.
agree.
Didn't we already? Maybe we should hurry to the ecclesiarchy if these people are
Uh-huh. Yeah,
could
good
be in
point.
danger.
Very good point.
Righto, to the ecclesiarchy.
Yep. Double time. Nathan?
You double time your way to the Ecclesiarchy. St. Vitus Ecclesiarchy, near the station spire, much more populated area. The lights are brighter. There are enforcers here. There are nobodies on the street. For now, stability is ensured. Making your way to St. Vitus Ecclesiastical, you're met with a similar sight to what was occurring at the Knacker's Yard, where there are sick people outside attempting to get in. However, a different method is being performed. Sisters Hospitaller and Chirrigans are running from tent to tent, administering as much aid as they can possibly do, whilst Sisters Militant are standing guard, making sure that the crowd is kept under control. Stepping inside, you see bodies quite similar to how they used to be. They're sick, yes, but they are not exhibiting the same mental degradation that some outside have. As you journey through, you can head downstairs, talk to Sister Fabienne and Inquisitor Osiris if you so choose.
Would like to? Yes.
Wonderful. Sister Fabienne is. I'm going to be so excited when I don't have to have two sisters at once. Shut up, Sean. Sister Fabienne is working readily with Osiris in a quite well lit lecture hall where a lot of the chairs have been pushed out of the way, leaving more room for even more workspace. Every table here, set in a large circular pattern, is just full of alembics. There's a dead body in a corner which seems to be dissected. There is a small computational device which is plugged in with large cables running backwards and forwards, running calculations continuously on small bubbling samples. And Osiris is working away, one-handed, as well as she possibly can, studying data sources. Then she turns around and goes, "Oh, good. I take it that's morning now."
Indeed.
Check my chronometer.
My sense of time was never very good. What news do you...
How goes the work?
We've determined a couple of things. It's Xenos of origin, certainly of the genestealer variety, but it's not transformative as far as we can tell. Looks like they never got around to it.
What do you mean they never got around to it?
It looks like... I would almost describe it as unfinished.
An imperfect infection.
It's... The infectivity is fine, but the ultimate purpose I don't think they were able to obtain.
And do you have any theories about what said purpose was? What they were aiming for? I want to hear you say it.
They were planning to take over the station with this.
There's just a big gulp there going, told
Yeah.
you so.
Doesn't the infection kill all the Xeno?
That's the problem. It seems to latch on to their cellular membranes. And, at least, yeah. She sees that you've just gone blank and just goes. It gets into their bloodstream and then it gets filtered through all their organs and it kills them.
Human and Xenos alike.
But how can they take over the station if they're all dead?
I don't think that this is how they designed it. I think this is just an accident.
Well, it was either them controlling the station or mass
Another
death.
Xenos.
Mass death and destruction, Xenos included. I unfortunately think this is the better of the two options.
Sounds like the Inquisition to me.
So, can you cure it?
Oh, the only way to cure this is keep the patient alive long enough for the actual infection to be filtered out of the subject to other kidneys. That's as far as I can tell.
So it's survivable.
Yes, the disease is water soluble. It gets transferred through the body and then passed.
Oh, so you just have to stop them from drowning themselves until they just get well.
Excuse me?
Oh, they drown themselves. Oh, and the hordes outside. They're all dying.
Yes.
A man gripped by complete madness.
They
Drowning.
are
Oh,
so
he was
desperate for
already
water
dead.
that they are gulping it down to the point that they drown themselves.
And then they keep doing it.
Hmm.
Quite impressive.
Madness, willpower. At a certain point, there really isn't much distinction.
But he was already dead, so
Psychological. They might realize that there's something wrong with the water inside them.
But I didn't think if you were drowned you could still move.
What?
I don't know. He had drowned himself and he was still like fucking.
Yeah, it's usually dead people don't move.
It's quite uncommon. I've only encountered it once before. There's heavy radiation zones, and they were pretty much dead anyway. So.
Goose, it was the body that you kicked over that was face down in the water, and you said, "Yep, he's dead." And then there was a guy that was still thrashing around.
Oh, the guy that was still thrashing around.
Yeah.
He was already drowned, and he was still thrashing around.
Yeah.
When Odysseus pulled him up, he was like fucking blue and black, and like he was already dead, 100%. I've seen drowning before.
Can you show me where this was?
Yeah, sure.
Would you like to be escorted there, or would you like an actual map area? What would you prefer?
Could probably find you a live one.
I
Yes.
would like to take some
Live
samples.
Alright.
I
It's a
mean,
bit strange.
Well, at the very least. No, wait, Inquisitor,
Mm-hmm.
have there been any Xenos that have actually come in to St. Vardis's or attempted to infiltrate the area looking for a cure? As sisters.
I look at Zeph.
Fucking.
I look over my shoulder.
She looks at you as well.
Just like fucking just the lightest slap I could fucking possibly manage just onto Christ's arm. Just fucking. Damn it.
I fucking dent one of my cauldrons.
I don't.
Where are you looking? Is there something on my shoulder?
I
Is there something on
instructed.
my face?
I instructed the Ordus Militant to keep an eye out for such creatures, as she says, as she looks at Zephaniah. But we haven't seen any. They might be resistant to it. They might have known not to eat the meat in the first place.
Right. By the way, if the only people that are coming here looking for aid are Imperial citizens, that's good.
Alright.
That is positive.
So,
Is it?
Even if a handful of people manage to survive the infection,
how
that's positive.
many of you are left? And she just looks at you, fucking Zephaniah.
Hard to tell. Seems to me that quite a large number of them have already been purged, if not through force of arms, and of course by the taint, which seems to be spreading through this place like a cancer. Pretty much your guess is as good as mine. You look outside, that's pretty much how things are going. Also, seeing as I already know my situation, do you really need me to do that voice?
I don't
Personally, I
care.
never heard.
I don't care what you do. 2 requests. I'm going to need to have a mechanicus to come down here and see if I can get a new arm. And 2, I'm going to need to have a look at that point where you found that man drowning.
Life sample?
Among other things, I want to sample the area.
You fit to walk, or you need escorted, or what?
I can walk, Xenos.
I see. Oh, bully for you.
That's-
Alright. Well,
Sure, we can. There's also an asset worth inspecting in the Catherine Wheel as well. Should you get the chance to investigate,
An asset.
perhaps.
Care to extrapolate?
I thought you didn't really care about what I did. No, we'll focus one thing at a time. Your loftiness.
A fucking blood vessel swells. Okay.
Well,
You find the man who's already drowned, then you can worry about the man who is already dead who stands before you.
well. Let's go to the area and let's suck it, and then from there suck it back. Yes. Sound well?
You're the angel.
Inquisitor?
I didn't hear what you said, Sean.
We'll go to the area where the German was and then suck it back to the Mechanicus. Sound like a plan?
Agreeable.
Alright, so let's say so. Just put my pat Zeth's shoulder. I'd like this one alive. He's proved too useful to kill off yet.
At least we both have then. She gets up with a little bit of difficulty, but pats herself off, and she is good to go. Got a couple of lab supplies with her. Sister Fabienne will stay here to keep an eye on the cure, see if she can figure out anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Good to go.
Good.
So, off you go. It is an easy and back adventure for you lot, because there is still an enforcer presence. You can, if you like, press gang a couple of them into coming with you. But
It's necessary. Yeah.
even so, it is a quick jolt forward and back. Sister Fabian staying behind. Inquisitor Osiris kneels down, checks the body, notes the fucking blade mark in the back of the neck, and just looks at you all, and then just continues in her work. Takes a large amount of blood samples of the water nearby. She does a small field dissection, checking what happened to the individual's tissues, that kind of thing. And nods a couple of times, and then goes, "Alright, the Mechanicus?"
Good. Get on the way. Come on.
I will also be needing my Rosette back.
Just pocket it, take it out of my fucking satchel. Throw it to her.
Round the neck, easy peasy.
Mm.
Off to the Mechanicus, where she performs just a fucking excellent influence check of just get me an arm fast. The Mechanicus, obviously noting the Rosette, noting who this individual is, hop to it. By tomorrow, she will have a fucking fully customized arm ready to go for herself.
Can I make a requisition check for a chainsaw, please?
Have you made a requisition check for a chainsaw before? At the
Yes.
station?
Yes.
They're still not going to have one.
It's fine.
And then back to the St. Vardis again. Over the course of the next several hours, I'm going to mark this down as a day. She is going to be performing more experimentation. Get her arm, continue experimentation. Where would you guys like to stay the night? I take it you'd probably want to stay at St. Vardis?
Oh no, I want to go back to the fucking pub.
Ditto.
Okay.
Too many eyes here.
I'm going to spend the night in my roost. That is alright with the lot of you. I just point up at the fucking tower of St. Vardis.
Whatever did the angel wants.
Oh, you know my vox frequency. If you know me, I'll be there.
Sister
Of course I did.
Sister Evangeline,
Yes.
how will you be spending the night?
Oh, I'll be staying in my room in
I
St.
would
Bart's.
imagine that your rooms are quite well appointed.
Hmm.
Oh,
Because they would be. So, you guys all stay the night in your respective dorms. Can I get an awareness check from Zephaniah, please?
Righty-ho.
Okay. Through the night. Oh, fucking hell.
Hmm.
Through the night, your window smashes. Yep, you go out, you peek around the corner, down into the street below. You see nothing. Looking up, however, you catch a glimpse of light in one of the rooms opposite, in one of the buildings. Purple flesh. An acolyte, like yourself. He quickly loads the launcher that he had aimed at your window away and departs from the window.
Right.
The projectile that he launched is a small metal box.
Pointing it away from my face, I open it the reverse way.
It is of crudely welded together metal with a single hinge. It almost comes apart in your hands, barely surviving the impact and the projectile that it was shot from. Nothing explodes. It all seems fine. You turn it around and you see that it is a single tooth, long chitinous, and a small note. It says, "Last chance, with us or without."
With the tooth. Give a note. Put a box to the side. Go back to sleep.
Interesting. Okay. Next day, you can all reconvene at St. Vardas's, where Sister Osiris and Fabian have been working essentially throughout the night. You notice that at some point the Mechanicus has came and brought Sister Osiris a new arm. Doesn't look great, but it seems to work well enough and has some kind of tactile motion. It's only got 3 fingers on it. She goes,
Interesting.
I've got some bad news.
Well, go on.
Do tell.
What does bad news constitute in this day and age? Please continue.
It's in the water table.
Oh, great. So we're drinking. Perfect.
Not the filtered water, but the ambient water. It's in the rain, it's in the...
Yeah, great. So we're drinking. Yes.
It looks like the effects are cumulative over time if they keep drinking it. But if you don't drink it, you're much more likely to survive. The people that are getting treatment in St. Vardis, they're drinking clear, filtered water, but the people outside of the station, they've always drank any water they can get.
I prefer the taste.
Horrifying. My point is that we're going to either have to spur up the water reclamation filtration systems, or we're going to have to let some people die.
Well, isn't everybody going to die when the RPGs come again?
No, you don't understand. If the water, the ambient water is polluted to this degree, the RVTs aren't going to just come aboard and purge. They're going to blow the station to bits.
But we're going to attempt to prevent that from happening. The issue, the station, in my opinion, is good enough that we'd be able to filter the water that's within it. Okay? The issue is that we do not have enough power directed towards that task. The station's never needed all the water on it to be filtered. Okay? But we kicked the other 3 water filters on the station into line in the other 3 sections. It would be able to filter all the water on the station.
Are these 3 filters even still salvageable? Like, do they still work?
I'm
How
not
many-
sure,
how mu-
but
How much repairs will be required on them? Should we bring track pieces?
tech paste and other things will be required. The problem is they're going to be a massive, massive draw to energy. So
Didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, Nathan, you cut out.
sorry.
What's that? It's
A
gonna be a
massive-
massive one.
a massive, massive draw to energy. Like that's going to be. We're going to have to shut off a lot of secondary systems. You'd have to shut off a lot of secondary systems. You'd have to perform a lot of tasks for this. I was having a conversation with the mechanicus about this when they built my arm.
Okay.
So
So is it doable or?
it's doable, but it's going to take quite a while.
We
Lots
took that
longer.
quite a while.
Exactly. So what we have to do is convince we have to convince Marshal Rodver that we would be able to accomplish this task, and maybe even convince him that we'd be able to gain his take his arbites along for the trip. The station can be dangerous at times. We might need the assistance of his men.
I had a brief conversation with the marshal. Now, I don't know about you. Do you generally have this kind of confidence in him? That he'll help?
The Marshal? I've only had very brief conversations with him myself.
Shit.
What did you tell him?
Told him that while there is a plague upon the station, while they have their own rations, they will be fine. That story is now changing. It's not a good look for us.
Okay. Anything else?
I told him that I had a ride booked with the tech priest on the ship by the name Beta Iconosaur, and that I'm leaving the station on their ship.
Okay.
And anyone who wants to come with me can do so, unharmed and unhindered.
Can you give me a deception, please?
Is that Inception?
You are withholding information.
This is Jeff, yeah.
I guess.
I'd like to assist.
She is
So-
going to be using insight in an attempt to suss you out.
To assist.
Fair.
Another 2.
Oh, assist roll rather.
Oh yes.
Yeah, well. There we are.
Fuck me, I forgot how good you are at lying!
Also, for future reference, what skill would you choose to reverse pickpocket somebody?
That would be...
Thievery, isn't it?
It would be
Or-
thief... It would be...
Wait, no.
Thievery doesn't exist.
That's right,
That
that's a
would
Pathfinder
be-
skill.
I would say you could either use stealth... I'd actually say probably stealth. Yeah.
Can you use cunning?
No,
both the
cunning
same thing.
cunning as a fellowship thing, so that's interacting with
yeah.
people.
Here, put this in your pocket, friend.
Yeah.
Don't worry
Maybe
about
something
it.
with agility would, yeah.
Yeah,
Stealth.
something with agility would be stealth, I think.
Stealth then. Good.
So stealth is used for remaining unnoticed through concealment and bypassing security measures. I'd say that you could use that to reverse pickpocket someone a grenade.
It's not a grenade,
Oh no, we're going by Fallout rules. Fuck.
He's going to reverse pickpocket somebody a fucking taco and poison them.
Okay.
Not that either. Don't me to tell you.
No.
No. Like, that's a surprise. It's gonna hit you later, Joe.
Very good.
Okay, you give up the most convincing argument of just like, yeah, that's essentially what all I said to her. I know you guys in the back are just acting believed. Like, yeah, that's probably what I said, yeah.
It's an angel, he doesn't lie.
Yeah, he's an angel.
Oh, happy days, what mirth.
So, do you say anything else, Stuart?
Well, I mean, you're an inquisitor, so the marshal is unlikely to kill you along the station, right? So, isn't it easier just to blow the station and leave with the marshal?
He
You
did
fuck this
say,
place, it's shit.
he said that you were the one who summoned him. So,
That is true, but you've also had me thrown into a cell overnight.
yes, due to the
Stripped
fact
of
that
my-
I wasn't sure as to either you or Matthias were truly loyal to the throne.
Still
Because
not
you-
sure, to be honest.
You were both playing your own little war between each other and the station, and us, by extension, were caught in the middle. That is why.
Well, I appreciate your help now.
Evidently, you only want what is best for the station. At the time, however, that was not clear. That is all. Plus, the new one looks great. Come on.
At the moment, it seems like it would be much more president or prudent, or what's the word I'm thinking of?
Prudent.
Prudent.
Yes.
It would be much more prudent for us to remove the station. Infections like these can quickly blossom, and within a couple of years, this entire vessel could be a space hulk, and that would be even more of an issue.
Because of it, you have now posed two options that you prefer both. To get Marshal Rodva's help, and also scuttle the station. We cannot do both. Save it or kill it. Which do you want to do?
We can talk to Rodvar and see what he says.
Right. Good.
Actually, I might just put a little Vox channel into him now and see if we can
Is that
update him
close?
on the situation. He's very close.
Personal-
The interdiction time should be very short.
Personal Vox, Ranger Vox. Fair enough.
Hmm.
Alright, well, take a seat. My dummy thick ass on a little wooden chair.
No, from the central spire, where the capital.
When I
Vox-
ask, so not personal Vox, right? Okay.
I don't have a Vox
I-
that can reach hundreds
I
of
don't-
thousands of miles.
Yes, I didn't think the Admiral ship would be like a kilometer away from the station. That'd be very cool. He'd be in the station at that point.
No, we need a. She's like, every once in a while, she's like looking at you guys as if you're like kind of fucking with her a little bit, and she's pretty sure you are.
Well, I guess you and the angel best go talk to the Admiral then. I'll go tell Ogre only to drink the Amasec. I think that's what he's drinking anyway, so I wouldn't be too worried.
How long do we have until these arbitrators finally arrive?
A day. I think.
That would be about right, yes.
Day.
It is the next morning, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Check my watch. Yep.
No.
It's almost time for my breakfast taco.
Capital. And you have a wonderful little place that used to be on this corner of some street.
Oh, yes. It was a nice place. Uh-huh.
The taco shop.
And
So-
it was a...
What was that, Evangeline?
I was just going to say that perhaps it's time we check up on our friend Splimbo.
Yes, quite right. The Splimbo.
And I'll go with the... I'll go with the
Splimbo.
Inquisitor, and you two go there.
You've got a
Yes.
friend called Splimbo.
Not a friend per se, but you know how these households are, naming conventions, scintillans, all that jazz. It is what it is.
You must really hate your kid to call him Splimbo.
Don't I know it?
Okay, let's go. And she just fucking, tiring of this Splimbo talk, gets up to go. Which, since everyone's now going to the central spire, you can all be directed to.
Right.
Shall we do Evangeline and Zephaniah first for your little interaction with Splimbo?
When we're walking, I want to walk up beside the angel and whisper, so he can hear.
Mm-hmm.
When she calls the marshal, give me 2 cricks in the box.
Just, I know the coffee. Just see the faintest fucking nod from him. Yep. Okay. Yeah, we're good, Nathan.
So, Evangeline and Zephaniah, you guys can ferry on up into the central spire, just with everyone else. Pop into the command structure and just grab Splimbo, who is looking fucking stressed. This man is like stressed. You know what I mean?
Whoa, my good friend, my compeer, what? Look, I know it's a rather lofty task, but please do tell me that you have things under control.
No, I'm getting there. I'm getting... God damn it, I lost. I'm getting there.
Oh, jeez, Zeph.
Oh, jeez. I've got a lot of the supplies you've asked for. It's just the Baron's been getting better, so he's been directing me as well.
Happy days, happy days. Oh, joyous news. The Baron's making a wonderful recovery. Yes, quite. How much of the requisitions have you finally acquired?
I've gotten most of the ammunition and stuff, and the weapons are providing a little bit more difficult. A lot of our enforcers are using them at the moment to keep the peace. So I gotta borrow them. I have to make sure that every time I'm requisitioning something that's coming from a dead officer that doesn't have a first of kin, so that they don't replace him. And if that happens, then it has to go through the administratum to go through the first 15 lines of succession. And if that happens, then I have to look through the genealogy to make sure that the gun shouldn't be shipped off world to go back to wherever it came from. But if it got made on the station and the guy that used it didn't have any next of kin and doesn't have any surviving family members yet and hasn't committed a crime in the last 15 years, then that means that I'm able to take the gun back.
So how many guns do we have?
I got 2 right now, but I gotta also work through the combat stems, and all the apothecaries are currently working on some kind of cure or palliative care, so we gotta divert resources away from that, and that's upset the apothecary guild, and I'm losing my voice. I'm losing my voice from all the vox talk that I have to do, and it's getting really...
Mr. Splimbo,
Hello?
when the guns come back from the dead officers, couldn't you just loan them to Count Zeph, and then when we return them, send them off to wherever they need to go?
Don't even talk to me about a combat weapon requisition loan form.
Why is the paperwork?
You gotta fill out the paperwork.
God, I hate administratum.
It's if I don't fill out the paperwork, then my 5th grandchild down from me will get...
I shouldn't do radio on my box and step back.
And he's just... and just talking. Essentially, he's just going through a long list of rules that he has to do to make sure that his great-grandchildren don't get thrown into stocks.
And meanwhile, Crisis is just da 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 da.
Everybody else has to listen to this, so you can
Oh, no, it's fine. We could skip forward about maybe 15, 20 minutes. TLDR for is he's in the process of finding all the stuff.
Nathan, you're kind of cutting in and out a little bit,
sorry.
but your
Yes, yeah.
sensitivity's a little
Method
high.
acting.
Hang on. But yeah, let me try and resolve this issue very quickly.
It's a Discord sensitivity. It's just fucky sometimes.
Oh, nope, my advanced voice activity. How's that? Is that any better? Wonderful.
Yeah, excuse me.
Okay, so yeah, essentially TLDR, he's got a lot of stuff on his plate, but he should have it all ready for tomorrow, hopefully.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. For your fucking what did you say again? You said that you got your fucking guys to fucking pick it up?
Yes. We're mobilizing a squad, and of course, the highest authority in order to get some kind of combat-ready force in order to basically combat these infected recidivists.
Sure thing. I should have them ready to hand it to like give out before the Arbites arrive. That's good. But just to make sure, this is for a combat mission. It's not for defense or for enforcement, right?
Go on to my lofty contact. Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's good, because if it was for defense or an enforcement, that would have had to be in a 195B form instead of an 185C. And that has to get filled out in gold ink.
And I hear there's reams upon reams upon reams of those documents as well.
Oh, it's not great. They started filling out the ones that I'm filling out right now in uranium to make sure that we actually really paid attention.
And don't get me wrong, those kinds of forms are multi-generational, let alone multi-day.
Yeah, so it's a toughie, but I'll get it done. No problem.
Well done, my favourite clerk. You're serving Galahad very well, and you'll have quite a retirement, I imagine, one day. You actually get to retire. Worry not, my friend.
He looks at you in complete confusion, but doesn't know what retirement is. That's fine. Tiny little thumbs up, and he scurries off to. Oh.
Does anyone in the Imperium know what retirement is?
Yeah, that's a question. I think that.
Some guard regiments retire after service. It's rare. It's fucking rare, but it does happen.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a normal thing in the Guard to be promised to retire on the first planet your regiment captures.
Yeah. Good luck landing on a demon planet.
Yeah.
Standard lifespan of a guardsman is also within about 6 hours.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I sure can't wait to retire upon Festus 7.
I can't wait to fucking retire on Jupiter.
So yeah, it's like people know what retiring is, but nobody ever gets to do it.
Yeah.
It's like a luxury thing.
I don't know
that
I don't know if Administratum would know how to retire, because I
No.
think they die chained to their desks, literally.
Commissars retire.
Oh yeah, commissars will totally retire to fucking
There
paralyzed
was a great little bit in I think it was one of the Ravnor books where there's an entire Administratum building. They're just like typing away on fucking nonsense for months. And one of them just dies at his desk, collapses due to fucking exhaustion, and has a heart attack and dies. Guys just move him, and within about 10 minutes, get his replacement to take over his desk.
If I remember correctly, his replacement was his daughter.
Yeah!
They just drag her and just fucking sit her down at the desk.
Yeah!
40 kid. Anyway, sorry for the extension. For
okay.
the Voxcast, who's going to be going for that? I take it you all sat and listened to Splimbo have a panic attack.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was quite amusing.
Okay, so if you all listen for that, it also means that you can all follow Osiris and Odysseus to the primary Vox room if you like.
I would not like to.
Okay.
Elbows F.
Interesting. Okay.
Apologies, Guardsman. Zephaniah. This is only for the holy. Just not above me. Yeah.
Fair enough. Will I go? I think I've got some low sticks we can smoke or something.
Of course. I have my hip flask as well.
Do
I can
you
pass you
use
out the
combat
rest.
drugs off duty, Zeph, or is that?
Oh.
Only
only
on days beginning with T.
It's like
Today,
shit.
tomorrow.
The boss is looking, gotta scum it up. Oh no.
Yeah.
So, Osiris and Evangeline, you coming as well for the crack? Osiris, Evangeline, and Odysseus all head to the primary Vox chamber. Fucking Evangeline just get out. Osiris just fucking move and gets one of the Vox handlers to move away. Headset on, but flicks it so that you can hear it, and eventually just actually hooks it up herself to connect to the Dolor Imperium. She gets through to fucking tertiary adjunct Harkin of the Vox Master General, and she just holds up her rosette to the actual Voxcom, and you can hear as it comes closer, it starts emitting a fucking frequency or something.
Yeah,
Before she
binary.
before she retracts it and just goes, "Put me through to the marshal, please."
I can.
Yes.
And
When we leave, I would like to start heading up the spire to one of the relays that the Vox actually gets sent out of.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take my Vox pack and attempt to hijack into the signal so I can listen in and play it through Zeph's combeat as well.
Give me a tech, please. Actually, give me a stealth first, because you're going to try to do this. Yeah, I take it you don't want to be noticed while this is being performed.
the difficulty
I
is
don't give a shit.
Oh, you just don't give a fuck? Okay. Just straight.
I'm a fully armored stormtrooper and a noble walking through the central spire. Who's gonna stop me?
It's totally fine. Give me a tech. Oh.
oh fuck.
7.
So, readily, you are able to patch your fucking comm into the spire and are able to locate the signal quite readily, because it is one of the only signals that is actually leaving the station at this current at this current moment.
Can I shift one of those? Is it high enough? Or-
Yes, it is, if you so choose. What would you like
Can
to
I
shift
shift
for?
one of those so that I hear the signal a few seconds before it reaches the ship, and a few seconds before it reaches the Inquisitor? So there's a few seconds of delay, because I'm like I get it as soon as it leaves and as soon as it enters.
Now, I want to just ask you: are you imposing an extra 2 seconds delay on the signal, because there is going to be a large amount of delay anyway?
No, I'm not imposing any. I just want to get it before they listen to it, so I can garble it if need be.
So you are
Hear
essentially
it, go, oh, that's a swear word. Beep.
in that situation. You are going to be imposing an extra 2 seconds delay, because
That's
it's going to you, and then you have the ability to pause it before it gets sent out. Essentially,
That's fine.
you see what I mean?
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, you are the swear word controller right now.
Mm-hmm.
Minister of Fuck, do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I
would-
packed to Zeph. Zeph, give me the nod if you want me to garble the signal any, but then there's some interference.
That I shall.
It would be at this point, Nathan, when she says to put me through to the marshal, that I would include my grimy allies and double tap my combeat to make it open so they could listen in directly.
Okay.
I don't know that they're doing this fucking shit, evidently.
No, obviously
and
not.
and they don't need me to, but that was the last.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're started. I'm on time. Perfect.
Okay. I'm not going to do 2 voices at once here for a fucking single way conversation. So I'm just going to say what they say, and then you can garble it if you like. So, Cyrus, Lord Marshal, this is Inquisitor Osiris reporting in. Lord Marshal says, Inquisitor Osiris, I've heard that you've came into a bit of difficulty recently. She goes, yes, I've had a little bit of trouble with the individual that I've been looking to capture, but he has now been captured.
Can I garble that bit that says he's now been captured?
He's now.
He's now been captured.
Yeah.
Sure. Because you just hear the background of the marshals, and just tidy up that comm signal. So you say, can you please repeat that, Inquisitor? And you can see that you can fucking hear tinkering in the background. She goes, I said he's now been captured. Would you like to attempt to garble it again?
No.
No,
That's fine.
that's
Because it's like, fucking please repeat.
Yeah.
She says, I see. So you are not going to be requiring my services aboard this station? And you see her pause.
Just look her dead in the fucking eyes.
Unfortunately, I will have to bother you. Still. I see. So this would be because of the plague, which is currently plaguing the station. So yeah, and unfortunately, so yes, we may need assistance in this regard. Because unfortunately, I've also heard it on good authority that the station may be dangerous to my guardsmen if they consume any meats. That is correct, but
Fucking garble that.
Yeah.
Ah!
Both at the same time. Fuck yeah.
He nods. And I'm like, fill in white noise.
I imagine you're going to keep garbling that portion for that. Well, it's just you just garble it for a while until she like forgets her train of thought, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, until he moves to the next question, like fucking signal, whatever.
It goes. Anyway, we need your assistance. The station water supply has become infected, and we need assistance in the powering of the water filtration system. Portions of the station are quite dangerous for the layman, and the mechanicus, so we will need extra bodies for protection. Would you be willing to perform such a function? And the marshal goes, "Oh, I would be quite willing to board your station to assist you in this regard, and I shall send a small force shortly. We shall be in the station in your station time morning, and we can discuss plans." You see her pause.
Small force, Marshal?
Are you saying that? Into the
Yeah.
thing, right?
Small force, Marshal?
Oh!
Garble that.
So are you garbling the Odysseus portion?
I hear Odysseus. I'm like, fuck no.
He's like, he's not talking this shit.
We don't know the marshal. We don't want the marshal to know that we're fucking involved with this person he's trying to arrest.
Oh.
He goes, thank you very much, Marshal. We will be in touch shortly. I can meet you at the Lady Catherine Wheel morning ship time, did you say? Or small force? Thank you. And she disconnects the Vox call. Turns to both of you. Just goes, that man's not going to help us.
No, he's not. And the rat bastard ignored my question.
I don't think that this station is going to be salvageable if they're going to be coming on board, so I think we're just going to have to parley with them at the dockyard to try and convince them again. If that doesn't work, then on board his ship. You believe he's coming into this subsector? That might be good.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan. Yes.
Okay. Well, we can entreat to him at the landing. If he doesn't take to that, then we'll be forced to send the station. Unfortunately. Just looks to you both.
Can't wait to have a conversation with them in person. Very much going to enjoy that.
Is it going to be a pleasant conversation like I had with you?
Well, let me put it this way. I'm getting on his ship one way or the other. I'm getting into the subsector one way or the other.
That would be fine.
Mhm.
That's... yes. Okay.
He's not going to commit suicide against the Astartes. My chapter knows I'm going to the subsector. If he tries anything, he'll have an entire chapter up his ass. I don't think he wants...
That is very true, but no offense, but the Fractus subsector is a place where things go to get lost.
Oh.
I mean, it's only recently opened up. There are warp storms around every planet. There's a great many things there that we still don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yes, true. But if the chapter knows that I'm boarding that ship, which they do, and they find the ship, but not me, there'll be certain questions that they're not going to be happy about answering. So,
then I think it is a very good thing that you try to stay alive as well as possible. No, even if you're,
that is not.
but because if you're that could be the decimation of an entire arbitrator force.
Yes,
If the worst came to the worst.
yes. Decimation, hexamation, pentamation. Depends, really, how the chapter was feeling on
My
that day.
request would be that you would also report in when you've left the ship on the other side, if you do not mind.
Well, that depends on where the tech priest wants to take us. We'll see when we get there.
All right.
No. So, what do we do now? We've got
Well,
a day to actually kill.
I
We're
am
not going
going
to
to.
attempt to actually turn the water purifiers back on that day, so what's the plan?
I am going to attempt to see to the Baron, to see to his health, to see if I can get command codes for certain portions of the station that would be able to make our travel more expedient.
Oh,
Hopefully there may be some turbo lifts of a more discreet kind which may be able to get us there faster. And then we'd also have to look into the solar generator at the heart of the station to try to divert power away from the fuel tanks.
much work to be done then.
Much work to be done indeed.
Let's get our allies.
I'll leave
I'll
you all
stay
to your own devices. Best of luck to you.
Oh no. In this situation, I'm going to stick with you, Gusto. Sister, what would you like to be up to?
Hmm.
You okay,
What would you like
Evangeline?
Yes.
Need to go to bed, cat.
Not yet. What was the question?
What would you like to do?
Hmm.
Run to St. Bardas's, the yard. Let's get a companion.
Turn to St. Vardas's.
Can we go find our companions, Nathan?
Yes, I think that's a very good idea. Where are the brave companions now that the Vox signal has shut off?
It's actually a question. Fox signal shuts off, and I look at myself and I go, do you think I should have garbled anything else, or do you think that was good?
No, it was believable enough. Yeah, it was believable enough. That's basically the long and short of it. Right, so now that we know that we're potentially seeing the eradication of this entire place, is there anything you need to get before this place is turned into a bloody cluster of scrap and all that?
I wasn't too interested in it when we were there because it was a bit of a shock, but that ancient ship down in the bars at the station, I wonder if there's anything else like that.
That'll be the old archaeotech, at least you got some of the old stuff, absolutely.
That whole place is going to get shot into the sun, at least
Word to the wise,
save some of it.
keep a bit of a low profile. Because the cousins got back in touch last night.
Oh. What did they say?
Let's just say they want their brother back.
I take it that didn't go down too well.
Nah, it's just we can't have them leave this place.
Oh no, we have to decimate the entire place.
Well, of course, eradicate it. Not a single soul left. I suppose though, if they still go around and if they can launch a fucking box through my window, well, I'd rather you didn't trip. Well, I'd rather you didn't trip something up, as it were.
I'll keep Augury with me. He should be able to take care of most things.
Right. I'll meet with the others. The more glam sorts. Something I need to do.
Righto. What?
In the meantime, watch your six will all come out. Well, we'll all come out the other end absolutely glowing. You more literally than most, but,
I
you know.
Do I grow?
Left scapula.
Take the glove off. Oh no, the eyes do. You're right. Yes.
His little patch on your left scapula glows in the dark. It's actually pretty funny, but even still.
What?
Oh, you didn't know?
No. No wonder I get spotted by so many snipers.
Yeah, well.
Anyway.
Yeah.
See you later, Joseph.
Aye, see you on the other side.
As we are walking back to St. Vardas's, I would like to turn to Odysseus and roll. What's the plan with the guest in our cell?
Well,
He's
plan?
no longer required,
No, he's not.
but he's
Though-
an inquisitor.
Well, no, he's not an inquisitor, he's an interrogator. Simple fact is that the Arbites, in my eyes, wouldn't exactly turn down the opportunity to put to death someone who was very clearly a heretic. Think about it. The Arbites managed to subdue, capture, and put to death a failed inquisitor. Want to make it public, but within their ranks, that will be lauded. Such an extraordinary feat. So, I'm hoping to use him to grease some wheels.
Very well.
So, but yes, I'm going to be sticking to the Inquisitor. Maybe I'm old-fashioned, but I don't trust her yet.
There are not many, if any, persons worth trusting.
Like you, but fair enough. Right? We'll see what the Catherine wheelhouse tomorrow. Come home to actually meet diabetes. Bring your weapons. And bring a few sisters militant.
Of course.
At this point, no one actually knows what they're going to do.
Hmm.
They might come out guns blazing, and if so, we should go out guns blazing. Be well, sister. Sleep well.
Emperor protects.
Will protect.
Okay.
And Ethan, I am going to spend the night keeping an eye on the Inquisitor.
Okay.
I am going to be a bat on the gargoyles.
Are you going to be like fucking with her, or are you going to be?
No. I'm going to be outside the spire, literally on the gargoyles.
Okay. So I'm
Justice.
going to need.
I am vengeance.
I am going to need an awareness, please.
That's fine. And you know why I did this? You know
Why
I did this?
did you do
Something
this?
in
Just
the
so I
way.
could see Paul cringe. Just so I could see him cringe. That's all I needed.
Something
It's all
in
worth
the
it.
way. Something.
Fingers away. Use a wrath point to reroll 3d6. So that's 5 icons.
That's 1, 2, 3. I am going to use Ruin Point to reroll 3d6. Oh, it actually gives me another Ruin Point anyway, so that's good. So I'm back up to 6 anyway. It's nice. So, as you sit for the whole evening, you do not see Inquisitor Osiris leave the spire until quite late at night. Hood up, she returns to St. Vardis Ecclesiastical.
All right. I would like to follow her.
Okay. Are you trying to be stealthy about it, or are you like shooting juke behind her?
Trying to be stealthy.
Give me a stealth then.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, then would you be able to use the terrain to my advantage?
100% you can.
Okay, so I'll just check something. Equipment. Let's get no, is it? Chameleon line cloak. Yes, that's fair. Yeah, so it's plus 2d6. Stealth. Yep. 4, 5, 6, 7,
8.
8 icons.
Okay, let's just have a look see here.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh dear, what a shame. Never mind.
Oh dear, oh dear.
She's very perceptive.
Fuck you!
Full inquisitor.
Fucking Christ!
This ain't no schmuck.
This ain't no fucking schmuck. This isn't no acolyte you're following now, baby. This is a full
8.
fucking guy.
Fuck's sake!
As you are walking, she suddenly breaks into a sprint.
Oh dear. I start bounding after her.
Dashes down an alleyway
Hmm.
to your right.
Okay.
Are you giving chase?
I am. I would like to point out
Mm-hmm.
that my speed is 7.
Yes.
So unless she's also upgraded her speed to 7 or more, I should be able to catch her. Should.
Not only do you catch her, she is right around the corner. Pressed
Right.
up against the wall. Not
Yep.
not in a way to hide, but more in a way to make sure that she doesn't get fucking demolished as you come around this corner.
Like, was hand on the actual combat knife, ready to draw it. Just her? She's not with anyone?
Nope.
Next time, don't run. I just turn and go back. And keep a safe distance again.
Give me a awareness.
Guys, can I use a glory?
Shoving.
Yeah.
Paul. Cat.
Oh, Cat, we can't hear you.
Yep.
Oh.
I saw her mouth, yes. There we go. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Do I want... I've got fucking... Yeah, I'll use my last wrath fucking...
How many did you roll for that? 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't
4.
need to use a wrath. I'll just tell you that you hear her.
Okay.
Essentially, she as you get to a safe distance, she gets to what you would assume she would assume is a distance where you cannot fucking hear her,
Yep.
and just kind of does a little chuckle,
Uh-huh.
and just mutters, just the glorious swords of the Emperor won't escort a lady home in the rain. Walks away.
That's actually just the DC's face, just like... What? Echoing throughout the hive. What?
Yeah.
Oh.
And she just hums a tune as she walks back to Sephardis.
Cool, sounds good.
Okay. So everyone's now back at St. Fardus Ecclesiastical. with the exception of the two which are going to be spending the night at the Knacker's Yard, I believe.
I would like to go to the mechanic.
You would like to go to the Mechanicus? Okay. Anybody else like to do anything before the night ticks over and we get to day 0? Okay.
Just keeping tabs on things.
Just keeping tabs on things. Okay.
Hmm.
Kreza, to the Mechanicus.
I'd like to vox the system.
You vox the sister. Okay.
Hello.
Sister, eventually.
What is it, Kryza?
I'm going to take a visit to the Mechanicus. The archaeotech we discovered in the lower levels of the station. I feel like something should be done about it. So I feel like the Mechanicus. I also wanted to know if perhaps your counsel would be wise in talking to them, more so than mine, as a member of the Ecclesia. Also, they may give us something as a reward.
There may be merit in doing so. I'll meet you there.
Okay, I'll see you soon. And I'm just like pushed up at the gate.
The gate remains closed for quite a while, but you can see a vox cam eyeing you.
And wave at it.
It zooms in slightly. Just stays there. But
I'll be here for a minute. I'm waiting on somebody as well.
it kind of just goes tss, as if it's just acknowledged that you said that. Until Sister Evangeline, you can eventually come up outside here.
Alright.
There's a nice overhang which stops rainwater from dripping on you, but it's basically forming a waterfall in front of this gateway. As this vox cam analyzes the both of you. What would you like to do?
That's that. They turn to the box and we go, we'd like to speak to a member of the Mechanicus. We believe we have discovered some archaeotech in the lower levels of the section, the abandoned section. I feel like we should report this to the Mechanicus.
You hear the sound of air escaping from 3 locks upon the smaller door of this gateway, and see a familiar stout face peeking out, the almost frog-like gas-masked face of tabled 9/4.
Tybalt.
Kryza,
What are the frogs doing in this situation, actually?
we have eliminated them.
Not well then.
As many as we can find.
Well, anyway, that's the archaeotech. Should we talk to you here, or should we come further in to discuss it?
He gesticulates with his fucking multi-pronged hands. He goes, a sister of battle as well.
A pleasure.
She's
You...
Table 9/4. Pleasure is arbitrary. It is a meeting.
Of course.
she's the boss lady.
Indeed. Kryza has been helpful in helping me achieve my objectives along with my colleagues.
Nuts, and he kind of like waddles further into the Mechanicus here. You see that there are a lot of Mechanicus up, especially, well, I don't know if Mechanicus would actually sleep, but there are a substantial amount of them that are now running around looking on comm stations and the like. Goes, we have heard rumours of archaeotech present on the station quite recently. Could you be more specific?
It was a ship. The angel with us seemed to believe it was similar to one of his.
And Astartes vessel is present on the station?
Correct.
Would this angel be a scout marine known as Odysseus?
Yeah, that's him.
He has already informed us of archaeotech present on the station.
Oh, really? I suppose you'd have a team ready then to go get it, right?
We have several exploratory units that are already scouring the less well-known portions of the station for servitors. But we can divert them for this ship.
Is he talking about... Do you mean the death servitors?
Murder servitors, yes. Of an unknown pattern.
Oh, I wonder if they came from the ship or if they came from the box. Anyway.
I believe the servitors came from the container.
Has the Mechanicus retrieved the container by any chance?
Which... Ah! The container. At the moment, no, I believe that the container full of munitions has already been retrieved. There was mention of a ship. There was not mention that it was a Astartes pattern.
Oh no. I look at the system.
Well, it is empty.
I suppose.
There was another container that came to be on the ship,
It nods.
which is where we believe the servitors originated from, as well as another dangerous being, which has been taken care of.
I heard there was a shootout with a gene stealer in one of the minor manufacturing. That was you?
Correct.
It does this like weird head bobbing nod more.
We think the container had some sort of pods in it, which kept the Xeno not dead. I think the Mechanicus might be interested in getting that.
The coordinates for such a device would be beneficial.
Oh, if you have a something I'm sure I can give. Well, the sister can.
Fucking boop, 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 boop. Yeah,
It was in the warehouse and location. I'm just gonna say location, whatever.
Floor 37. Yeah.
that is nearly directly above my old hub station.
I came through the vent. Yes, it's the one I left.
Acknowledged.
I think the ship is lower than that again. So.
Acknowledged. I think that since you all have given a vast swath of information to people, and also word has now begun to be spread about your activities, could you all increase your influence by 1?
Woo!
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Wonderful. An explorator force shall be diverted from its current course to investigate.
The ship was in this quarter within the abandoned sections.
It brings up a noosphere, a projection of the station itself, and goes, huh? And it extends a finger and just draws a line. So it must have crashed from this projectile velocity many centuries ago.
Indeed.
No wonder our sensors could not detect it. This is interesting.
There might be more down there around it, but the RBTs are sort of coming to that. So that shouldn't interrupt you guys, but should it?
The RPTs will leave us alone. Their laws are only for those who have the will to disobey. It is not necessary for us to disobey laws, therefore we are typically left alone.
Of course.
We'll investigate this. Thank you, Kreisa.
No problem.
It keeps looking at you. and you can tell it's like processing something in its brain.
Mm-hmm.
Will you be travelling off of this station soon?
That rather depends. I'm not sure.
It thinks for a while, and it essentially excuses itself for a brief moment, and comes back some time later, and with a small metal case. The small metal case, when opened, has several crystals in it, which are glowing with a quite unpleasant light. Gallium emerald crystals. They can be used to power certain forms of energy weapons, but are also quite valuable in themselves.
Oh. So thank you. It's very generous.
It nods. And these can be placed onto your character sheet for a total of 2 wealth.
I give one to the sister.
Oh, it's a box of them. So you can like take like half of them out, put them in your pocket, or give them
Yeah,
half to
I
your sister, that kind of thing.
take a couple out, put in my pocket, hand her the box.
Okay.
Price is probably immune to whatever radiation they give off. Let's be fucking
Speaking of which, Table 9/4 does warn you of that. They are quite radioactive.
Oh well.
That's okay. I'll be fine.
So yes. The box is lead-lined with several protective sigils. You shall be protected.
People I'm standing beside might not be fine.
It shrugs.
Yeah.
Sister.
Oh,
Maybe I should put these back in the box.
indeed, Crowther.
Again,
Again, this is very generous.
I can find another protective box. And he starts waddling away. Comes back a little while later with another protective box and very gently and carefully transfers half of them into another one of the protective boxes. Gives you 2 boxes.
Thank you very much. I guess if you need any muscle to assist your teams on the investigation, I don't mind helping. I don't know about the sister.
Skitari are being dispatched.
Oh, I didn't know we had Skitari on this station.
We have a small force, only a dozen, but they will be effective.
Oh, I imagine so, yeah. Excellent. Well, you have my box before you can see Tybalt if you need anything more.
If you need anything as well, I can be. If you are leaving the station, please contact me.
Oh, actually, I do have, hold on. Like, if I could get my backpack out.
Mm-hmm.
We did find this. Like, pull out the fusion battery.
From the...
One moment, by the way.
From the giant servitor? Remember we killed the giant servitor?
Yes.
Like, we got this from a giant mud of servitor. I don't know if it's radioactive, but I've been carrying it around for a while and I've been fine, so...
Nathan frantically trying to figure out how many d6 of radiation damage we've all actually taken in retrospective.
I take none, I've just
Fusion batteries should be self-contained. That was taken from a servitor?
Ah, yes. The big giant servitor down in the lower depths. Mm-hmm.
It also says, I can take that if you like. Essentially, for the purposes of trading with the Mechanicus, that counts as another wealth.
Could we trade this for perhaps something, like I don't know if the sister needs anything, but maybe she needs more bolter ammo, or I could, if you could bless my lasgunner or something, that could be more beneficial in the short term, considering what's going on.
Well, perhaps you have a weapon that could be powered by those crystals you've just given us.
Mostly, the weapons which these would be used for would be for Skitari and the like. They require direct cortical implantation.
Eh?
Skitari weapons. Arc weapons.
How about we leave this as a favor owed?
You are too kind.
That'll do. I don't know if you want the box for this.
It just takes it. It's like the blessings of the blessings of the earth are immaterial to those blessed of metal.
We thank you for your kind gestures and your generosity, and hopefully you shall be hearing from us soon.
It nods. And
Oh,
do, if you are leaving the station, I may need some assistance.
Of course.
Okay, we'll be sure to get in contact.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
by the way, the big servitor was about key, then I just put my finger into the hollow. But
An
I
explorer,
didn't know if
an explorer
it's still
mission
there,
is
but
an explorer mission is nearby. There, we can dispatch. Thank you.
no problem.
Okay. Well, if you have anything else to gift this individual, but I think he's pretty fucking happy with that.
If you don't mind, Kreis, I would like to inform Odysseus of this.
Yeah, of course, that's fine. I'll put you through to him.
I just relay to Odysseus what we've discussed and say, and also this Mechanicus is particularly helpful. If we are leaving the station, he has indicated he would like assistance. Perhaps we could consider requesting his company when we depart. And he owes us a favor.
How many digits do you still have?
All of them. We got these radioactive crystals.
As the tech priest, has he heard the identity of Beta Iconosaur before? Just really quick.
I do not know.
No. Ask me.
I thought we'd left.
I mean, you
It's
can,
up to you. We can
you can
leave
come-
and call him, or we can call him from inside. It's up to you, Cat.
Shit.
Okay, just before we exit, I turn around and go, have you heard of Beta, what was it?
Beta
Iconosaur.
Iconosaur.
Beta Iconosaur.
The noosphere indicates that she is an explorator. I have not heard of her personally, but noospheric data indicates that she is from the Ultramar sector.
You catch that, Odysseus?
What exactly did you two do to get this tech priest on in such good terms with you?
I don't know. Ask
I've always
Kryza.
been friendly.
You've met the one. Alright, if it needs our help, that sounds like.
I gather he was a minder for the frogs.
Ah, a Xenos herder. Right. Vile. So, if we've nothing better to do, yeah, it would be a good idea to actually ask if it needs help. Or a task it requires. Couldn't be a bad idea to get the tech priest further deep into our pockets.
For the
Use
moment,
your
he
own
does-
discretion.
We have offered our assistance in any future endeavours. As I say, he owes us a favour and has been quite generous in his gifts.
One moment. I turn the vox the comm bead onto a signal that is just for Kryza. What did you do? What did you do?
I give him a fusion battery.
Is that it?
And I told them where the big observatory was,
Mm-hmm.
and I told them where the crashed ship was.
Which craft ship?
Oh, the one down in the lower levels, the arcade.
With the dead Astartes.
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh.
And what else did I give him? I gave him something else.
That's okay.
Oh, we
But
told him
things
where the
weren't
container
okay.
was.
Oh,
The
yes,
other container.
the cryo container too. Yes, he knows what that is now.
I don't care about that. Oh.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Sorry. I just realized I can no longer tell my brothers about this. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it.
It's the Mechanicus.
Exactly the point. Folks need more information.
Just look at Evangeline like, what?
Turn it off.
He was only talking to you at that point, so I don't know what he said.
You know,
I look at you. Go, he says he can't tell his brothers about.
just cut to Odysseus just sitting in the roost, just.
It's like, oh no, the consequences of my actions.
Suddenly, the Mechanicus make everything work like they have to. You know about it, right?
Yeah.
Who truly understands the working of the angels?
True. True.
Because you had a bad day.
Odysseus is sitting there again. He's like field stalking a woman, and he's like,
Yes.
Anyway.
Give chase, yes.
We should get what sustenance we can and plenty of rest and preparation for
I wonder if
the
Tim-
arrival.
Oh, yes, of course. Do you want me to attend that, or should I? Well, make myself scarce.
I think perhaps conceal yourself in a tactical position.
That's no fun.
Okay, I don't know how tactical I can make ugly, but I'll try.
Just make
Maybe
sure he stays out of sight.
I'll get him like a high-vis vest, and he can lift boxes or something. That usually works.
Just that fucking scene is just. He doesn't really understand the rules, so he's got the high vis vest on, he's just lifting the same box up and down.
Yeah.
So he's there for 20 minutes.
It's like, no, yes, this will work. Should I take Zeph with me?
I think he's gone mute. Sean, we can't hear you.
I'm asking Evangeline.
Oh, Zephaniah can see to himself he can decide whether it's worthwhile risking his face in front of the RBTs or not.
Okay, that's fair. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Yes.
Right.
I think we will gather at the Knacker's yard.
Oh, okay. I'll have Pete put on breakfast.
It's closer to docks.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. See you later. And I turn it off.
Okay. So, reconvening at the Knacker's yard, but then that'll be night over in the morning. Convene at the Knacker's yard is what I'm taking it of, yes?
Via Splimbo.
Via Splimbo. Okay.
Splimbo. Who's gonna pull up on a Rolls Royce and everyone's gonna get out the back?
Yeah.
That almost sounded Latin.
Via Splimbo. So,
Change the name of this chat right now.
Dolce decorum est pro patria via Splimbo.
We are Splimbos.
So, in the morning, are you going to attempt to vox Splimbo, or are you going to attempt to grab him in the Lady Catherine wheel? Via Patria, via Splimbo. Okay.
Probably just go and meet him to try and collect our supplies that he promised us.
if you attempt to meet him at the spire, unfortunately, individuals say he is not there. He has been getting set up, delivering the goods to the Lady Catherine Wheel for the imminent arrival of the Marshal and his men.
Very well. Carla and I just leave.
Okay. I'm going to say that at this point it is early in the morning, but you don't know when that marshal's coming. So you guys have a choice. You can either go see if you can track him down in time, or you can meet up with everybody else to make sure everybody arrives.
Probably meet up with everybody else and then like try and catch Splimbo at the Catherine Wheel.
Okay. So everybody at the Knacker's Yard, would you like to do any more planning, or shall you all just head to St. Vardis?
How attached are we to Osiris?
I would like to keep her alive a short while longer.
For the Abbaties.
Oh.
I'm just saying there may be a way to better facilitate that, but if you want to kept alive full stop, I'm not going to stop you.
If the Arbites tried to kill us, then we stick with her. The
No.
Arbites don't try to kill us, and we let it play out. Chances are she doesn't come out of this alive.
Duly noted.
Mm-hmm.
I still think just shot her.
We did take an arm off her.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
It's interesting how she chose to have,
A frog arm?
an arm with 3 digits on it.
Yes.
I don't
Well, can't be too picky with such short notice, can we?
Well,
Also, she did sort of demand the arm. The mechanics aren't very friendly if you demand things of them.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
They probably did it just to spite her, to be honest.
it doesn't matter really. Right, shall we convene, get ready, get sorted?
Indeed.
You guys can all convene with Inquisitor Cyrus, who will also be attending, I imagine, unless you fucking prevent her from doing so.
What?
Augury's there.
Yep.
Augie is also going to be
yeah.
there. All head down to the Lady Catherine Wheel shipyard and dock. You can see that it is still as well organised as ever. Stacks upon stacks of crates lining up. The command gantry has been completely abandoned, as far as you can tell, and there is essentially what is now being formed a welcoming party for what you can purport to be a landing craft, which will be transporting the Marshal and his men upon the station. Here we have the Baron, quite sickly, in a chair, which has been laid out for him. It appears that he has been transported here by a cart. We have the Lady Catherine herself. We have several members of the Mechanicus, none of which you recognise, and the Lady Osiris, and all of you guys, as well as quite a number of enforcers. And near the back, we have sweating Splimbo.
How close am I to Lady Osiris? Can I jostle my way just a little bit closer to her?
You can be as close to her as you like.
In which case, flingy dingy wee,
Oh God, what is this going to be?
wee de hee de hee. How's that? For putting the tooth and the note into some kind of pocket?
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I am going to say that this is going to be against her awareness.
Oh.
Can I assist him?
Yes, you can. If you
Oh look, a
so choose.
pigeon got into the cargo lift.
I imagine the sight of me trying to get Augie to put on a Hiva's vest
Yeah.
is quite distracting.
Oh God.
Remember, Augie, pray to the Emperor and put your left arm in and put your right. No, put your no. Put
No, Left! No, left!
A deception roll.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Oh,
can do
stealth,
you can
sorry.
do a stealth, yeah.
Can I use deception because I'm like trying to like.
I'll say yes, you can for this, yeah.
Left arm in, left arm out.
In, out, in, out. Shake,
Reroll the
shake, shake,
peculiar.
shake him all.
Okay. Oh, so you're spending a wrath. Would you like to spend a wrath to reroll your stealth as well, Joe?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
How many
that'd
just
be-
re-roll again?
So,
3d.
3.
So
Oh, get my giddy aunt.
it's just one.
It's
Hey.
added 5 to.
So, at the moment we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 contested against her awareness. So I'm just going to roll this straight out.
Uh-huh.
Fuck.
Oh!
1, 2, 3, 4. Nicely done. Yeah, you slip that into your pocket as she is just like fucking debating with all of you, or and looking very angry and annoyed. She goes, "We'd have to make a little air of calm about this, because otherwise, look, can we just have the ogre and just at least have a bit of decorum? He's a member of the Militarum. He should be
No,
spared for
Ogre,
that."
take your finger off the trigger of the grenade launcher.
Good
Please.
God, good
Ogre.
God. Why did you bring a grenade launcher for our meeting? Alright,
Yeah, Ogre, you can't take it off him.
all that,
Ogre,
yeah.
I like begin pushing Oggy towards the cargo crates behind
Can I
us.
say, while this commotion's going on, could I, if Splimbo is near the back, could I still kind of like sidle up to him
Mm-hmm.
and just be like, have you got our kit?
Oh, there it is! And you like, you see Splimbo pointing at the this large ship, which is very slowly, making very little noise at all, making its way into the Catherine dockyard. Goes, "Yes, my lady, they've been distributed and everything."
Being what?
I had them distributed to the enforcers, to the special unit.
Nicely done, Splimbo. You make the Emperor proud. Wait a minute.
Splimbo.
This can still work, actually, yeah.
When the cunning
Those were
check
being requisitioned for an elite
Yes, they.
stealth team
they-
to take on our mission,
Yes,
not the general enforcers.
No, the elite force. They've already been dealt to them.
Mm-hmm.
They asked me to give the Baron this, and he holds out a small metal box.
when you
Um,
also
I
also
ta-
hide the cunning
I
that you
take the
actually-
box.
Mm-hmm.
Turn it away and open it.
I'm impressed.
You face it towards him.
And inside the box is a large tooth, enameled and broken in the middle,
Fucking knew it.
and a small piece of paper on it that just says "choices." As this is all happening, as Splimbo was explaining all this to you, as you're like bearing down on him, ready to actually strangle the man, we see the lander come to a slow decline inside. The landing gear extends, as does the door and walkway. A slow mist of incense drifts out from the dark interior as a cohort of slaves descend, clad in little but loincloths and strips of hardened leather, their eyes bound by holy scripture. They all carry a massive book upon their backs, crushing them beneath its weight. Every step they take, a stumble. Behind them, a cohort of Arbites march out sharply, arms at the ready in perfect unison, which, as they completely step down from the gangway, part, revealing an old, wizened man in a very battered and bruised arbitrator uniform. Shock Mall at his side, a smaller copy of the Book of Judgment in his other hand. He looks at you all, smiles, and begins to say some words. But then the shooting starts. I think we can leave it there for the evening, everybody.
Yep.
And,
Ah.
yeah. Oh.
Sounds good. Sounds
In my defense, that wasn't me.
No, it's not. That's...
The sister did more damage than you ever did.
No, it wasn't even the sister. It was just Splimbo's genuine incompetence.
Oh, that's even worse. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
Oh. Insurgents.
You accidentally armed a bunch of insurgents. Whoopsie diddle.
These parts are called the Amudja Verdam. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm too busy for this shit. But hey ho.
Hey ho.